Welcome to The Explainer. So there's been some huge news. A single social media post from President Trump seems to have declared the whole TikTok saga over after a call with China's Xi Jinping. But is it? Today, we're going to unpack what was really agreed upon, and more importantly, what wasn't. And it all kicked off on Friday with this bombshell post. President Trump announced that a deal for TikTok was approved right after his call with Xi Jinping. Now, on the surface, you'd think, wow, that's it. It's over. The end of a long, pretty dramatic saga. But as you can probably guess, when you dig just a little bit deeper, it becomes really clear this thing is far from settled. In fact, it kind of seems like the two sides are telling completely different stories. So what is actually going on here? Okay, to really understand what's happening now, we have to rewind. Let's go back to the one thing that started this whole firestorm in the first place, the algorithm. Right, so at the very heart of this whole conflict is TikTok's incredibly powerful recommendation engine. The secret sauce that decides which videos pop up on your feed. The US government got so worried about China's potential control over it that back in 2024, Congress actually passed a law to ban the app unless its Chinese parent company ByteDance sold it. So this new framework agreement is supposed to be the answer. It's meant to solve that very problem. All right, let's dive in and see what's actually inside this thing. The proposal is, well, it's pretty complex. Step 1, create a whole new, separate US-based company. Then, an American group led by the data security giant Oracle would own a big, controlling 80% stake. That's supposed to fix the ownership issue. And to fix the data issue, Oracle would manage all US user data right here on American soil. But the real tricky part, the sticking point, is the algorithm. The plan is to license it from ByteDance for a little while, and then try to build a new one from scratch. But here's the major twist. Despite all the celebration, this deal is nowhere near finalized. I mean, if you actually look closely at what both sides are saying publicly, it's like they're talking about two completely different deals. And this is where you can really see that disconnect. Just look at the language here. Trump's post is so definitive. Approval of the TikTok deal. He even talks about future meetings. But China's official statement, it's much, much softer. They say they'd be happy to see negotiations continue. There's no mention of approval, no talk of future meetings. I mean, the wording is just worlds apart. So what are the actual roadblocks here? Well, for one, on China's side, any final agreement has to get Beijing's official stamp of approval. And they have really strict laws about exporting key technology, like, a super valuable algorithm. Meanwhile, back in the US, you've got security hawks asking, does a licensing deal really cut the cord with ByteDance? And, of course, all of this is playing out against a backdrop of wider global tensions, where any little thing could derail the whole shebang. And this is where we really have to zoom out, because this whole negotiation has become about so much more than just a social media app. It's now a key piece in a much, much larger geopolitical chess game. Yeah, as analysts like Lila Kawaja over at GaveCow are pointing out, TikTok is now a really powerful bargaining chip. From Beijing's perspective, President Trump clearly wants a deal, and that desire can be used as leverage to bring him to the table for talks on much bigger stuff, like trade and technology restrictions. And this context is absolutely key to understanding China's strategy here. Just look at this. The US market, yeah, it's big, but it's less than 20% of the parent company, ByteDance's total revenue. That makes TikTok a valuable bargaining chip for sure, but maybe not an essential one. It's a piece they can afford to play in a much larger strategic game. And the implications of this are huge. I mean, a successful TikTok deal could set a whole new precedent for other US-China business partnerships. It might even revive some stalled agreements, like that one between Ford and the Chinese battery maker KITL. But it probably wouldn't just open the floodgates for major competitors that pose a direct threat to American industries. So, what's the real takeaway here? It's this. While President Trump is signaling that this is a done deal, the future of TikTok is really hanging in a very delicate geopolitical balance. The real story isn't just about the app in your pocket. It's about how much the US is willing to concede and what China hopes to gain in a massive global game where TikTok is just the opening move.